Welcome back to the Darkened Crypt. I'm your host, Mr. Cornwell, and do you remember a few months ago we broke a story along with many others in South America of the three-fingered Nazca mummies? Well, they're back, and now all those who doubted the story are having to admit that the DNA test proved that these are three species beings wrapped into one. Shocking, but this is where we are today. Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has puzzled over numerous archaeological anomalies, ancient wonders that defy conventional explanations and shake the foundations of our understanding. One such enigma has recently emerged from the desert sands of Nazca, Peru, the discovery of bizarre three-fingered mummies with perplexing similarities to beings depicted in ancient cultures worldwide. Could these remains be decisive proof that we are not alone? That extraterrestrial visitors fundamentally shaped human origins and catalyzed the earliest mythologies across the globe? The evidence is staggering. When Fabian Starr, world-renowned contactee and remote viewer, was asked for comment on this, he said, "When I first saw the images of these Nazca mummies, I was struck by the uncanny resemblance to figures found in petroglyphs and sculptures from cultures separated by vast distances, Native American, Egyptian and Sumerian. Clearly there are consistent themes and forms represented across multiple continents over thousands of years by peoples with no apparent contact. For me, that is a huge red flag screaming for going intraterrestrial influence." Intraterrestrial influence? What? I have heard of extraterrestrial life, but now we have a new level of non-human life. And not only that, but these beings have the ability to appear in human nature and disappear as quickly as they have arrived. That is naturally impossible. A species cannot just vanish off the face of the Earth unless they can go from intraterrestrial species to extraterrestrial. Fascinating, yes? In 2022, a privately funded archaeological dig in the Nazca Desert uncovered a series of tombs containing well-preserved mummies.
Characteristics. Here is a brief overview of the fundamental morphological and biological characteristics of the humanoid reptiles. The specimens of the species Reptilis humanoidi have an anthropomorphic appearance and measure between 44 and 60.5 centimeters, or between 1.4 and 2 feet. The bodies show no hair, and their skin is resembling that of reptiles, such as lizards or snakes.
Two in particular, dubbed Maria and Victoria by the team, displayed extremely anomalous physical features. Both had 3 fingers and toes on each limb, and skulls with distinct heart-shaped cranial morphology. Test results confirmed these were not modified human remains, hoaxes or forgeries, but represented some form of biological entity unknown to modern science. The fact that this is not a one-off bizarre discovery, but one of multiple similar remains in close proximity is highly significant. It means we're not looking at a random mutation or fluke, but a specific population. And not just any population either. Their physical divergence from Homo sapiens is so extreme that they likely represent an entirely distinct humanoid species that somehow managed to develop intelligence and funerary practices.
They are gonochoric, which means that there are females and males. Their reproduction is of an oviparous type, which means that the female lays eggs, with little or no embryonic development within the mother. The humanoid reptiles have microcephalic skulls that show no evidence of artificial mechanical pressure to produce this elongation. Their almond-shaped head housed a very large brain. They have large eyes with a wide field of vision which is greater than 180 degrees, superior to that of humans.
But where did they come from? Carbon dating of the Nazca tridactyl mummies indicates they lived approximately 1,800 years ago. But their anatomical bizarreness raises many more questions than it answers. We are using every available scientific technique to thoroughly analyze their DNA and biological makeup.
This is Santiago, one of the bodies that we're going to present live from Lima today. You can see that it's very close like Maria. It's a three-finger body with a large head, different eyes. We didn't touch this body. We didn't do anything to this body. It was delivered to us. Michael and Serena were there. They can tell you about this. And you will see later on live X-rays, live tomographies. And you will hear the experts talking about this. This changes everything.
In the biblical account, the serpent in the Garden of Eden is depicted as an entity possessing profound wisdom and knowledge that it ultimately shares with Eve, leading to the acquisition of higher consciousness. Similarly, in ancient Mesoamerican traditions, feathered serpent deities like Quetzalcoatl were revered as bringers of advanced knowledge, agriculture, and civilization itself to early humans. The garden serpent's role of exposing humanity's eyes to greater awareness bears resemblance to the common serpent and culture-bearer deity mythologies across the ancient world. These were often depicted as reptilian or humanoid beings who elevated humankind's consciousness and understanding. Furthermore, in the Genesis account, the serpent was identified with the Nakash in Hebrew, which can literally mean serpent figuration, or a being that takes a serpent-like form. This suggests the garden serpent may not have been an actual snake, but a metaphor for an advanced serpent-figured entity interacting with early humans. When we examine the prevalence of ubiquitous serpent symbolism throughout the ancient world, often closely associated with humanoid figures and fertility deities like the Mother Goddess, a pattern emerges. The consistency of these symbols and their links to emerging human enlightenment and civilization could indicate they were based on real, paradigm-shifting encounters with an advanced serpent-like species. And now, with the discovery of the Nazca tridactyl mummies exhibiting precisely the anatomical features repeatedly depicted in these ancient artworks, the three-digit limbs, serpentine skulls, and prominent Mother Goddess fertility links, we may have physical evidence of the actual beings represented in these myths and traditions. An advanced humanoid ancestral race that kicked human consciousness into high gear through direct interaction and knowledge transfer. So, were the tridactyl mummies the same type of advanced serpent-like race portrayed in creation stories like the Garden of Eden? An extraterrestrial and perhaps even progenitor species that catalyzed the earliest fertile mythologies about gods and creator beings. The similarities are too startling to ignore the possibility of a connection. Of course, much more research needs to be done on the Nazca mummies' biological makeup and genetic code before drawing any firm conclusions. But the tantalizing prospect that they could represent living archaeological proof substantiating the ancient serpent/wisdom bringer/deity stories opens up profound new perspectives on our own origins and theogenesis that simply cannot be dismissed. The discovery of the enigmatic Nazca tridactyl mummies has shaken the foundations of our accepted understanding of the origins of human civilization and consciousness itself. These bizarre remains appear to validate the ubiquitous ancient serpent symbols and stories of advanced reptilian beings, whether extraterrestrial or interdimensional, that catalyzed the rapid development of early humans. Deep respect for Mother Goddess images and three-fingered serpentine creator deities linked to fertility knowledge and the simultaneous emergence of civilization is seen in culture after culture throughout the world. The parallels suggest that these myths and symbols have a common ancestor, tales of first-hand encounters with a true predecessor species, not just some kind of ancient myth or fiction. The serpent's role as a consciousness-elevating trickster in Judeo-Christian tradition aligns with portrayals worldwide of these reptilian facilitators, expanding human awareness and understanding. It's as if these enigmatic entities provided a crucial missing link in our development as modern intelligent beings. Now, with the scientific confirmation that the three-fingered serpent-headed bodies of the Nazca mummies are anatomically real, non-human organisms, we cannot ignore the provocative implications. There is an apparent truth that is quite evident. We may be the product of cross-species ancestral interference and direct knowledge transference from a highly advanced humanoid civilization. To what extent did these tridactyl founders shape our physical and cognitive evolution through genetic manipulation? Were the fantastical tales and inexplicable artifacts our ancestors left behind actually dramatic records of their mind-altering relationship with us? The evidence grows more overwhelming by the day. One thing is certain: we are not alone. And furthermore, we may not be the original inheritors of planet Earth, but were uplifted, altered, and bequeathed civilization by powerful forces we still struggle to comprehend. The Nazca tridactyl mummies provide our first tangible evidence of these visiting creators/progenitors who blazed the path for the rise of human civilization in the ancient world, and perhaps still guide our development from beyond this mortal plane. Understanding our humble cosmic roots may be the key to comprehending our species' ultimate origins and destiny in the universe. But one thing is clear: mere mythology did not create the breathtaking accomplishments of our ancestors. The truth is far more wondrous and far more extraterrestrial. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Nazca mummies, a startling and profound revelation emerges. Individuals from all walks of life are bravely stepping forward, sharing their encounters and experiences. The walls of skepticism begin to crumble as even the most skeptical minds are forced to confront the possibility that these stories may hold a kernel of truth. The journey is far, far, far from over. Join us as we continue to unravel the enigma, uncovering the secrets that lie buried beneath the surface inside the darkened crypt.
Finally, as a result of our investigations, the research team has come to the conclusion that the desiccated bodies studied are completely authentic